Hi and welcome to another video on the Wild Knits Glasgow channel. Today I'll show you how you work the pockets on the Wild Meadow Cardigan. This is a sample that I haven't finished yet, but I thought I'd show you what the pocket looks like once it's done so that you see what we're working towards. So this is the pocket. It doesn't have any flap or anything. The width of it and the length of it is given in the schematic in the pattern. You'll also have a measurement from the underarm to the pocket opening so that you know where the pocket is placed. And if you want to make the body longer, you know that you need to change the length within this section here. I think the pocket is really simple to work, and the video will probably just be a visual guide. This is really a very simple pocket to work. We are going to start with a few stitches here, and then we're going to put our pocket stitches onto a double pointed needle, and we're going to work just a very long stockinette stitch stretch, and that will be folded over in half so that we basically have our little pocket flap here. And then we are going to continue knitting the body over to the other side, do the other pocket, and when we come back on the next wrong side row, we'll reintegrate these stitches into the body again, and then we'll basically continue knitting all of this to the end till we reach the hem. So it's very simple. There's minimal finishing work. The only real finishing that you have to do is sew the sides together off the pocket. And if you wanted to, you could sew it onto the garment so it doesn't flap around. But yeah, very quick, very easy to make, and anyone can do it. So in terms of materials, all you really need is one, or if you wanted to, two extra double pointed needles in your main needle size. So for me, that's a 4mm. But whatever you need to reach gauge with is what you want to have in your double pointeds as well. So I am now at the point in my project where I want to add the pockets. I have obviously worked on back yoke, my two front pieces, joined them together, and I have worked for actually a little bit more than the pattern states because I do want to make this cardigan a little bit longer. So instead of working my 18 rows here, I've worked 21 to make it a centimeter longer. And now I'm ready to start the pockets. So we're starting the pockets from a right side row, and we're going to knit the initial stitches that it tells you for your size. I'm going to take my double pointed needle in the same size as the main needle, and I'm going to start knitting the pocket stitches onto this double pointed one. One thing that I wanted to say is when you reach your last stitch of these first ones, knit it through the back loop. That will just help this stitch not elongate too much and become gaping. It'll just make a nicer transition afterwards. So now I'm going to take my double pointed and knit the pocket stitches. Just move this out of the way. Make sure that that one is tight. Okay, so now I've knitted these onto my double pointed needle, and now we're just going to continue working these stitches here on the double pointed needle until the length is reached. I've also given the row numbers here in case you find that easier. You can use a row counter to keep track. And I'm just using the needle from my main body and then this double pointed needle to knit this. The only thing that you need to pay attention to is that the first and last stitch are always selvage stitches. So make sure to knit them on both sides. And I think you can start to see the idea behind it. Okay, so I have finished working the length of my pocket, and you can see now how we are going to fold it over as such to create the pocket. And we're going to, this is the working yarn, we're going to knit from here onto this side. So basically knit a right side row with the main needle again now. And that's how we're going to integrate it back into the body and free up our double pointed needle for the next pocket. So I will take my normal right needle from the main body of the cardigan, and I'll just knit the last right side row from the double pointed needle. Okay, so this is done now. I'll leave that for the next pocket. You can tuck that in a little bit, and now you're just going to continue with the stitches from the body of the cardigan. Like we did with the last stitch of the body, if you knit the first stitch of the body again through the back loop, you're going to tighten those transitions and make sure that there's not going to be any holes. And now we're just going to knit across however many stitches we need to until we reach the position for the second pocket. Okay, so I've come to the point where I need to switch over to my DPN again, And again, I've forgotten, but knit that last stitch before you start the pocket through the back loop to help tighten the transitions. And now we are just going to repeat the same thing that we did for the other pocket. So you're going to knit the same amount of stitches for the same length. Right, I have finished my second pocket length, and now I'm ready to integrate it back into the body again and finish that round for the body. So I'm just going to fold it over as such and start knitting from the DPN onto the main needle again. So the DPN is now finished, and I'm just going to work those last stitches from the body before that row is finally done. And again, remember to knit this very first stitch here through the back loop to tighten those transitions between body and pocket. And I just wanted to show you what everything looks like now so that you can compare back. We're obviously looking top down because that's the direction we're knitting in. Okay, so this is the opening. This is the left side of the cardigan, the right side of the cardigan. And I just wanted to show you what everything looks like. On the left hand side, we still have a gap here between pocket and body, but it's connected back into the body on the left side. Then you're going all the way around the back. You're coming around to the front right. There's our gap still. And then it's joined in on the body here. And those are our last stitches. And that's where our working yarn is. Just so that when you're doing it, you can compare to your own work. So yeah, I'm just going to continue knitting now, and what will happen is we're basically going to knit, and it's going to grow all the way this way so that it's growing towards the hem, obviously. So that's how our pockets are going to be covered. And then once we're finished, we can just close up these little gaps here, and then we have a little pocket. And it was very easy to do. Like I said, hopefully this helps you. I'll leave the link to the Wild Meadow Cardigan in the description below. If you have any questions, there's a support email as well. And I'll see you again soon in another video.